Billionaire fired a single dad to test him. His one calm sentence changed her life forever. The doors slammed shut behind him. "Sit down, Mr. Carter." No greeting. No explanation. Just authority. Ethan Carter froze for half a second, then took the chair across the glass table. The room felt too clean. Too quiet. 40 floors above the city, where mistakes didn't echo, they disappeared. Across from him, Olivia Vance didn't blink. 32. Founder of the fastest-growing biotech company in the country. Net worth in the billions. Known for turning entire departments over in a week without raising her voice. She tapped the file once. "You're 5 minutes late." "I came straight from—" "I didn't ask where you came from." Silence snapped back into place. Ethan nodded once. Understood. Olivia studied him. Not his words, his reactions. Come. That was new. Most people filled silence with panic. "You've been here," she glanced down, 8 months? "Yes." "Your performance is acceptable." Pause. "Not exceptional." Ethan didn't respond. Didn't defend himself. Didn't flinch. That made her lean forward slightly. "Do you know what we do here, Mr. Carter? Develop pediatric treatment systems." "And how do we do that?" "By being precise." No, her voice cut clean. "By being obsessed." Another silence. "Then, you leave at exactly 5:17 p.m. every day." Ethan's jaw tightened slightly. "Yes." "Not 5:30. Not 6. Not, when the work is done." 5:17? She tilted her head. "That's specific." "It's when I need to leave." "For what?" Ethan met her eyes. "My daughter." No hesitation. No apology. Olivia leaned back, fingers steepled. "Your daughter is interfering with your growth here." "She isn't interfering," Ethan said calmly. "She's the reason I work." "That's sentimental. Not strategic." The words landed like glass. Ethan didn't react. Olivia continued. "You've declined after-hours projects. Missed networking dinners. Refused travel assignments. I've completed every assigned task. That's not the standard here." "What is?" She held his gaze. "Sacrifice." The word hung heavy. "You want to build something meaningful?" she said. "You give more than what's required." "I already do. Not in the way that matters." "And what way is that?" Olivia's voice dropped slightly. "The kind where work comes first." Ethan exhaled slowly. "No," the room stilled. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just final. Olivia's eyebrow lifted. "No. I won't do that." "You won't," she repeated softly, "or you can't." "I won't." A flicker of something crossed her face. Interest. Irritation. Maybe both. "Let me be clear," she said. "People who succeed here don't have rigid priorities. They adapt. I am adapting." "To what?" "To being a father." That landed. Harder than expected. Olivia stood. Walked to the window. The city stretched endlessly below. "You're choosing a limitation," she said. "And expecting this company to accommodate it." "I'm choosing responsibility." She turned sharply. "You're choosing mediocrity." Ethan didn't move. "Then I'm choosing it on purpose." Silence. Heavy. Measured. Final. Olivia walked back to the table. Opened the folder. Slid a paper across. "Effective immediately," she said. "Your position is terminated." No anger. No emotion. Just execution. Ethan looked at the paper. Then back at her. "Because I leave on time? Because you refuse to become what this company requires." "And what's that?" "Someone who puts the mission above everything." Ethan stood slowly. "My daughter is everything." "That's exactly the problem." The words hit, but didn't shake him. Not even slightly. He picked up his bag. Walked toward the door. Hand on the handle. Then he paused. Not dramatically. Not for effect. Just because something needed to be said. He turned back. Olivia was already looking at him again. Waiting. Ethan spoke. Quiet. Steady, unshakable. "I can rebuild a career," he said. "But I can't rebuild a childhood." Silence. Absolute. It didn't sound powerful. It felt powerful. Because it was true. And truth doesn't need volume. Olivia didn't respond. For the first time since he walked in, she didn't have one. Ethan nodded once. And left. The door closed softly behind him. Olivia remained standing. So, perfect posture. Perfect control. Except, her reflection in the glass didn't look as certain anymore. The elevator doors slid shut. Ethan didn't move. Didn't check his phone. Didn't breathe properly. Just stood there, watching the numbers drop. 52. 49. 45. Each floor felt like something being peeled away. Job. Stability. Insurance. Control. A woman beside him glanced at the box in his hands. "You okay?" she asked quietly. Ethan nodded. Yeah. He wasn't. But he didn't know how to explain that without making it real. The lobby felt louder than usual. Phones ringing. Shoes tapping. People laughing like nothing had shifted. Like a life hadn't just cracked open 30 seconds ago. "Mr. Carter?" "Security." A polite smile. Too polite. "We'll need your badge." Ethan handed it over. The man hesitated. "Sorry, sir." Ethan gave a small nod. "Not your fault." That was the thing about moments like this. There was no single villain. Just systems. Decisions. Timing. And one sentence that didn't change the outcome, but changed everything else. Outside, the city hit him all at once. Noise. Motion. Life going on without permission. Ethan stood on the sidewalk for a long moment, then reached into his pocket. His phone lit up. "Dad, are you coming early today?" A text from Lily, 7 years old. Already learning to read the world too carefully. He stared at the message, then typed, "Yeah, I'll be there." He didn't add anything else. Didn't explain. Didn't soften it. Because right now he didn't know how. The school gate was half open. Kids poured out like energy released. Laughter. Backpacks. Untied shoelaces. Ethan spotted her instantly. Lily stood near the fence, swinging her bag in slow circles. Waiting. Always waiting the same way. The moment she saw him, her whole face lit up. "Dad." She ran straight into him. Full force. Like she trusted he'd always be there to catch her. He dropped the box just in time. Wrapped his arms around her. Held on longer than usual. "You're early," she said into his shoulder. "Yeah." "Did you win something?" she asked, pulling back, eyes bright. He smiled. "No." "Then why are you smiling like that?" "I missed you." She squinted. "That's suspicious." He laughed softly. "Come on. Let's go home." The apartment was small. 2 rooms. 1 window that stuck in summer. 1 couch that turned into a bed. 1 life that somehow fit inside all of it. Lily dropped her bag and kicked off her shoes. "Can we have pancakes for dinner?" "Pancakes?" Ethan raised an eyebrow. "At this hour? Breakfast doesn't have rules." "That sounds like something you made up." She grinned. "It is." He paused, then nodded. "Okay." Flour dusted the counter. Lily stood on a chair, mixing batter with serious concentration. "Dad." "Yeah." "Are you okay?" The question landed softly. But it landed. Ethan flipped a pancake. "What makes you ask that?" "You hugged me longer." He glanced at her. Kids noticed everything. Just, quietly. "I had a long day." "Did someone yell at you?" "No." "Did you yell at someone?" He smiled slightly. "Definitely not." She stirred again. "Then it was a thinking day." "A what?" "A thinking day," she repeated. "Those are the worst." Ethan laughed under his breath. "Yeah," he said. "They are." They ate on the floor. Because the table had 1 uneven leg. Because it felt more like a moment that way. Lily talked about school. About a boy who traded snacks like currency. About a drawing she made that looked more like a potato than a cat. Ethan listened. Really listened. And somewhere between her stories, the weight in his chest shifted. Not gone. Just quieter. That night, after Lily fell asleep, Ethan sat at the small kitchen table. Laptop open. Silence loud. Resume staring back at him like a mirror he didn't feel ready for. He clicked edit. Paused. Closed it again. Then opened a job listing. Senior systems engineer. Must be flexible with hours, high commitment culture. He exhaled. Scrolled. Another one. Fast-paced environment. Requires dedication beyond standard work hours. Another. Same words. Different companies. Same expectations. Same trade. Time, for survival. Presence, for progress. He leaned back. Ran a hand through his hair. "All right," he muttered to himself. "Let's figure this out." The next morning started early. Too early. Because worry doesn't respect sleep. Ethan packed Lily's lunch. Peanut butter sandwich. Apple slices. A note folded small. He hesitated before writing it. Then scribbled, "You're my favorite part of every day." He slid it in quietly. Like it mattered. Because it did. At school, Lily hugged him again. "Don't forget to pick me up," she said. "I won't." You always say that. And I'm always right. She smiled, then ran inside. Ethan watched until she disappeared, then turned, and walked into a different kind of day. The job hunt wasn't dramatic. No music, no montage, just repetition. Forms, emails, silence. Thank you for your application. We regret to inform you, we're looking for candidates with more availability. That one came 3 times. Same wording, different logos. Ethan read it once, then closed the tab. No reaction, just acceptance. By the 3rd day, money started to feel real. Numbers in his head. Rent, bills, groceries, Lily's inhaler. That one stuck. Always. He checked the price again, even though he already knew it. Okay, he said quietly. We'll make it work. Because what else do you say? That evening, Lily sat cross-legged on the couch. Dad. Yeah. Can we still go to the zoo this weekend? Ethan paused, just for a second. Of course. You promise? I promise. She smiled. Good. Because I already told Emma. He chuckled softly. Of course you did. Later, she found the job listings on his laptop. Kids weren't supposed to understand. But they did. In pieces. In feelings. Are you getting a new job? She asked. I'm trying. Is your old job broken? He smiled faintly. Something like that. She thought for a moment. Then said, you can have mine. He blinked. Your job. Yeah, she said proudly. I'm really good at coloring. He laughed. Actually laughed. You are. I can teach you. I might need that. She nodded seriously. Don't worry, Dad. We'll fix it. That night, Ethan sat alone again. Same table. Same silence. But something had changed. Not the situation. Not the uncertainty. Something inside him. He thought about that room. That moment. That sentence. I can rebuild a career, but I can't rebuild a childhood. He hadn't said it to win. Hadn't said it to prove anything. He said it because it was the only truth that mattered. And even now, with everything uncertain, he didn't regret it. Not even a little. Across the city, Olivia Vance sat in the same chair. Same glass walls. Same perfect view. But nothing felt the same. The file was still open. Ethan Carter. Notes. Metrics. Observations. One line circled. Maintains boundaries. Prioritizes personal life over corporate demands. She stared at it. Then whispered to herself, why does that bother me? Her phone buzzed. A message from her assistant. Dinner with investors at 8 p.m. She stared at it. Then typed back, reschedule. Pause. Then another message, urgent. She looked at the city. Then typed, no. Silence filled the room. But this time, it wasn't controlled. It was unfamiliar. She leaned back, closed her eyes. And for the first time in years, she wasn't thinking about growth, or numbers, or control. She was thinking about a sentence. Simple, unpolished, unavoidable. And the man who said it without fear, without hesitation, without needing her approval. That part stayed with her, more than anything else. 3 days later, Ethan's phone rang. Unknown number. He almost ignored it, then answered. Hello? Mr. Carter? A calm voice. Professional. This is Dana Reeves from Vance Biotech. Ethan's grip tightened slightly. Yes. Ms. Vance would like to meet with you again. Pause. He leaned back in his chair. Why? She'd prefer to explain in person. He exhaled slowly. Thought about Lily. About bills. About everything in between. When? Today. 3 p.m. Same building. Same floor. Same room. Different weight. Ethan closed his eyes for a second. Then said, I'll be there. He ended the call. Sat still. Then looked at the small note Lily had left on the table. Crayon letters. A little crooked. You got this, Dad, he smiled. Picked up his jacket. And stood. Somewhere between losing everything and walking back into the place that took it, Ethan realized something. This wasn't about a job anymore. It was about something bigger. Something quieter. Something harder to shake. And this time, he wasn't walking in to prove it. He was walking in because he already knew it. The elevator climbed slower this time. Or maybe Ethan just noticed it more. Oh. 27. His reflection stared back at him in the mirrored wall. Same face. Same calm. But something underneath had shifted. He wasn't coming back as an employee. He wasn't coming back to ask for anything. He was coming back, with nothing to lose. Ding. 52nd floor. The silence greeted him again. Thick carpet. Soft lighting. Controlled air. A woman at the desk looked up. Mr. Carter? Yeah. She's expecting you. Of course she was. The doors opened. Same room. Same table. Same skyline stretching like power itself. But Olivia Vance didn't look the same. Not weaker. Not broken. Just less certain. Her jacket was off. Her sleeves slightly rolled. A glass of water half finished. Small things. But they mattered. Mr. Carter. Miss Vance. He didn't sit. Neither did she. For a second they just stood there. Like two people who understood this conversation wasn't going to follow rules. Sit, she said finally. Ethan sat. Slow. Deliberate. Controlled. She didn't touch the file this time. Didn't reach for a tablet. Didn't perform. She just looked at him. Longer than before. Uncomfortable. Honest. Thank you for coming back. You asked. A small nod. Fair. I'll be direct, she said. I'd prefer that. Pause. Then, I made a mistake. Ethan didn't react. Didn't blink. Just watched. That seemed to make it harder for her. Not in firing you, she continued, choosing her words carefully, but in why I did it. Which was. Another pause. Longer. I wanted to see what you'd do. Silence. Ethan leaned back slightly. What does that mean? It means, she said, exhaling, this wasn't about performance. Then what was it about? You. That word landed strange. Sure. Personal. Ethan's voice stayed calm. You fired me, to study me? She didn't look away. Yes. The room didn't explode. No shouting. No dramatic reaction. Just a shift. Something colder. More dangerous. Ethan nodded slowly. Say that again. I needed to understand something, she said. About people. About limits. About, no, he cut in, still calm. Say it clearly. Her jaw tightened slightly. I fired you to see if you would choose your daughter over your career. Silence. Heavy. Unforgiving. Ethan let it sit there. Then leaned forward slightly. And you thought that was your decision to test? I thought it was necessary. For what? For leadership. A quiet laugh escaped him. Not amused. Not angry. Just disbelief. Leadership, he repeated. Yes. You wanted to understand people under pressure. Yes. So you created pressure. Yes. On me. Yes. And my daughter. That one landed differently. Olivia's eyes flickered. Briefly. But it was there. She wasn't. She was part of it, Ethan said calmly. Whether you admit it or not. Silence. I didn't intend to involve her. But you did. Another silence. This one heavier. Ethan stood. Walked a few steps toward the window. Looked out at the city. Millions of lives. Millions of decisions. Then he spoke quiet. Controlled. But sharper now. Do you know what I did after I left here? Olivia didn't answer. I went to pick up my daughter, he continued. She ran up to me like nothing had changed. He turned slightly. Because in her world, nothing had. A beat. I smiled, he said. Like everything was fine. Silence. I made pancakes for dinner. Olivia blinked. Pancakes. Yeah. A small pause. She said breakfast doesn't have rules. For a second, something almost human crossed Olivia's face. Then it was gone. Ethan continued. She asked if I was okay. Another pause. And I lied. Silence. She's 7, he added. She shouldn't have to read my face to figure out if we're safe. That word again. Safe. It hung in the air like something fragile. Olivia shifted slightly. You found another job yet? No. Are you worried? Yes. Honest. Simple. Unfiltered. That seemed to hit harder than anything else. Then why, she asked quietly, do you still sound so certain? Ethan looked at her, because I know what I didn't lose. That line landed. Olivia walked to the table. Rested her hands on it. Do you think I don't understand sacrifice? I think you understand one version of it. And yours is better? No, he said calmly. Just different. Explain. You think sacrifice means giving up time with people you love to build something bigger. And you don't. I think sacrifice means protecting what matters, even when it costs you something. Silence. That's idealistic. That's lived. Another silence. Olivia walked to the window. Back turned to him. Do you know how many people would take your position in a second? Yes. And do whatever it takes to keep it? Yes. And you wouldn't? No, she turned sharply. Why not? That was the question. The real one. Ethan didn't rush it. Didn't dramatize it. He just answered. Because I've already seen what happens when you don't choose the right thing. Her expression shifted. Slightly. What do you mean? My father, Ethan said quietly, worked 3 jobs. Pause. Never missed a shift. Another. Missed everything else. Silence. He died when I was 12. Olivia didn't move. Heart attack, Ethan continued. On a bus. On his way to another job. A long pause. I remember thinking, he said, voice softer now, if he had just stayed home one more day, maybe. He didn't finish. Didn't need to. Olivia looked away. Back at the city. But something in her posture had changed. Subtle. But real. You think I'm like that, she said. I think you're close. Silence. She turned back. Walked slowly to the table. Sat down. Not like before. Not controlled. Not calculated. Just, Saturday, do you know how I built this company? She asked. Ethan didn't answer. I slept here, she said. Miss birthdays. Weddings. Everything. A small, humorless laugh. I told myself it was temporary. Silence. It wasn't. Another pause. And now? Ethan asked. She looked at him. For the first time in years. I don't know what it was for. That was new. That was honest. Ethan sat again. The tension had shifted. Not gone. But different. Less sharp. More real. What do you want from me? He asked. Olivia didn't answer immediately. She studied him. Like she was seeing him for the first time. Not as a file. Not as data. As a person. Finally, I want to fix this. Ethan let out a slow breath. You can't fix the last 3 days. No, she admitted. But I can change what happens next. How? She slid a folder across the table. This is your job back. Ethan didn't touch it. With a promotion, she added. And full flexibility. Still he didn't move. And, he asked. And, she hesitated. That was new too. I want you to help me change this place. Silence. What does that mean? It means, she said slowly, I don't trust my own definition of success anymore. That landed. I need someone who sees what I don't. And you think that's me? I know it is. Ethan leaned back. Studied her. Why? Her answer came quietly. Because you weren't afraid to lose something I thought was everything. Silence. And you still aren't. Ethan looked at the folder. Then at her. Then back at the city. A long pause. What happens if I say no? Olivia didn't hesitate. Then you walk out again. And I figure it out without you. Honest. No manipulation. No pressure. That mattered. Ethan nodded slowly. Okay. She waited. I have conditions. A small breath from her. Go ahead. No more tests. Agreed. No more using people as experiments. Agreed. I leave when I need to leave. Agreed. And one more thing. What? Ethan leaned forward slightly. You don't just change the rules. Pause. You change yourself. That one hit. Art. Olivia didn't respond immediately. Didn't deflect. Didn't argue. She just sat with it. Finally, okay, she said. Not confidently. Not perfectly. Just honestly. Okay. Silence filled the room again. But this time, it wasn't heavy. It was open. Ethan stood. I need time. Of course. I need to talk to my daughter. That made Olivia pause. Then nod. Of course. He picked up his bag. Walked toward the door. Stopped. Turned slightly. Miss Vance. Yes. You asked me why I was certain. She held his gaze. Yeah. Ethan's voice was steady. Because my life makes sense to me. A small pause. Does yours? Silence. He didn't wait for an answer. This time, he didn't need one. The door closed behind him. Olivia remained seated. Hands resting on the table. Eyes unfocused. For the first time in years, there was no next move. No strategy. No plan. Just a question, quiet. Unavoidable. Uncomfortable. Does mine? And for the first time, she didn't have an answer. The apartment smelled like burnt toast. Okay, don't panic, Ethan said, waving a plate in the air. I'm not panicking, Lily said from the couch. I'm judging. That's worse. She squinted at the blackened bread. Is that edible? It builds character. I don't want character, she said. I want pancakes. Ethan laughed under his breath. Fair. He tossed the toast in the trash and grabbed the batter. Round 2. Lily swung her legs, watching him carefully. You look like you're thinking again. Do I? Yeah. Your eyebrows do that thing. What thing? She scrunched her face dramatically. That thing. He smiled. Smart kid. I know. Pause. Did the mean boss lady call you back? Straight to it. No filters. Kids never needed them. Ethan flipped a pancake. She did. And? She wants me to come back. Lily sat up straighter. Like, unfired? Yeah. Her eyes widened. That's not fair. He blinked. What? You got fired. Then unfired. That's confusing. It is. Did she say sorry? Ethan paused. She said she made a mistake. That's not the same thing. He looked at her. You're right. Lily nodded firmly. Sorry means you know you hurt someone. Silence. Kids. Always landing exactly where adults avoid. They ate pancakes on the floor again. Because that was their thing now. Because some routines matter more than circumstances. So, Lily said, mouth full, are you going back? I don't know. You always know. Not this time. She thought for a moment. Then asked, will it make you miss picking me up? Ethan didn't answer immediately. That's one of the things I'm deciding. She nodded slowly. Then it's easy. Is it? Yeah. How? She shrugged. If it takes you away from me, it's not a good job. He smiled. Simple. Good decisions usually are. He laughed softly. Where do you learn this stuff? She grinned. You. That night, Ethan didn't open his laptop. Didn't check job listings. Didn't run numbers. He just sat on the couch while Lily leaned against him, half asleep, watching a movie she wouldn't finish. Her head dropped onto his shoulder. Her breathing slowed. And in that quiet, everything became clear. Not easy, but clear. The next morning he went back. The elevator felt different. Not intimidating. Not heavy. Just a space between choices. Ding. 52nd floor. Same silence. Same glass. Same world that once felt untouchable. Now just a place. Olivia was already there. Standing by the window. Back straight. Hands clasped. But when she turned, there was something softer in her eyes. Mr. Carter. Olivia. A small pause. She noticed it. Didn't correct it. Did you decide? She asked. Yes. Silence stretched between them. Then, I'll come back. She exhaled. Barely noticeable. But real. Under your conditions? All of them. She nodded. Done. And one more. Her eyebrows lifted slightly. I'm listening. Ethan stepped closer to the table. You don't get to call this generosity. Pause. You don't get to act like you're giving me something. Olivia held his gaze. Then what am I doing? You're fixing something you broke. Silence. Then she nodded. Fair. He sat. This time, it felt different. Not like he was being evaluated. Not like he had to prove anything. Just present. What happens now? He asked. Olivia didn't reach for a file. Didn't pull out a plan. She just said, we start over. How? She hesitated. Then, you tell me what this place feels like from the outside. Ethan leaned back. Honest answer? That's the only one I want. It feels like a place where people are afraid to breathe wrong. Silence. She didn't defend it. Didn't explain. Just listened. People don't stay late because they want to, he continued. They stay because they think they'll fall behind if they don't. Another pause. They don't take time off because they're tired. A beat. They take time off because they're exhausted. Olivia looked down briefly. Then back up. How do we fix that? Ethan didn't rush. We don't fix it with policies. Then how? We fix it with behavior. Pause. You. She blinked. Me? You send emails at midnight. That's when I'm working. And everyone else thinks they should be too. Silence. You skip vacations. I don't have time. You make time. Another silence. This one, heavier. Because it was true. Olivia walked slowly to the window. I don't know how to stop. Ethan stood beside her. You don't stop all at once. Then how? You start small. Like what? He shrugged. Leave at 6. She almost laughed. That's small? For you? Yeah. She looked at the city. Then back at him. Okay. Not confident. Not perfect. Just willing. Weeks passed. Then months. Things didn't change overnight. People didn't suddenly relax. Didn't suddenly trust. Because culture doesn't shift with announcements. It shifts with consistency. Why are you still here? Ethan asked one evening, standing in Olivia's doorway. She glanced up. It's only 7:30. It's late for you now. A small smile. Are you monitoring me? Yes. She leaned back. Bossing the boss around. Someone has to. Pause. Then she closed her laptop. Fine. I'm leaving. He nodded. Good. As she grabbed her coat, she hesitated. This feels wrong. It's new. That's not the same thing. Give it time. She studied him. You really believe this works? I don't believe it. A small pause. I live it. One afternoon, Ethan wasn't in the office. He was sitting on a small plastic chair in a crowded school gym. Lily stood on stage. Hair slightly messy. Smile slightly nervous. Dad. She spotted him instantly. Waved like he was the only person in the room. He waved back. Just as big. Just as proud. A voice beside him. You made it. He turned. Olivia. Casual clothes. No sharp edges. No armor. You came, he said. You told me to take time off. And you listened? Don't get used to it. He smiled. The kid started singing off key. Uncoordinated. Perfect. Lily forgot one line. Looked panicked for a second, then laughed and kept going. Ethan laughed too. Olivia watched them both. Quiet. Observing. But not analyzing. Feeling. After the show, Lily ran over. Did you see me? You were amazing, Ethan said. I messed up one part. That's the best part. She grinned. Then noticed Olivia. Oh. Hi. Hi, Olivia said, smiling softly. You were incredible. Lily beamed. I know. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Confidence. I learned from you. Outside, the sun felt warmer than usual. Or maybe it was just the moment. Ice cream? Ethan asked. Yes. Lily shouted. Olivia hesitated. Then, okay. They sat on a small bench. 3 people. 3 different lives, somehow connected. Lily dropped a bit of ice cream on her shirt. Oops. Ethan handed her a napkin. Classic. Olivia watched. Then said quietly, I don't remember the last time I did this. Had ice cream? Lily asked. Sat like this, Olivia corrected. Pause. With someone. Silence. Not uncomfortable. Just honest. Lily finished first. Can I go play? Stay where we can see you, Ethan said. Before heading forward to our story, please subscribe our channel. Your support means a world to us. Now to our story. I will. She ran off. Energy everywhere. Olivia looked at him. You were right. About what? About everything. He shook his head. No, a pause. You just started listening. She smiled slightly. Still counts. Months later, the company changed. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Quietly. Consistently. People left earlier. Smiled more. Talked about weekends without guilt. Productivity didn't drop. It improved. Because people weren't just working, they were living. One evening, Ethan packed up at 5:15. Olivia walked past. You're leaving early. He looked at the clock. It's 5:15. She checked her watch. Right. Pause. Then, I'm leaving too. He smiled. Good. 5 years later, the office looked different. Not in design. In feeling. Less tension. More life. Ethan stood near the window. Lily, now 12, sat in his office chair, spinning slightly. This is your office? She asked. Yeah. It's smaller than I imagined. Thanks. She grinned. I like it. Olivia walked in. Am I interrupting? No, Ethan said. Lily looked up. Oh hey. Hey, Olivia smiled. Still stealing his chair? It's comfortable. Good choice. They stood there for a moment. 3 people again. Different now. But connected the same way. Dad. Lily said. Yeah. Was it scary? What? When you lost your job. He thought for a second. Yeah. Then why didn't you change your mind? He looked at her. Then smiled. Because some things are more important than being scared. She nodded. Like me? Exactly like you. She leaned back in the chair. Satisfied. Certain. Safe. Olivia watched them. Quiet. Then said softly, that sentence you said, back then? Ethan glanced at her. Yeah. It didn't just change me. Pause. It changed everything. He shook his head. No, another pause. You did that. She smiled. Only after you showed me how. Outside, the city moved like always. Fast, loud, endless. Inside, something slower existed. Something steadier. Something real. Ethan looked at Lily. At Olivia. At the life that didn't look impressive on paper, but felt right in every way that mattered. Some people measure success by what they gain. Some measure it by what they build. Ethan measured it differently. By what he never lost. And that made all the difference.